Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'm going to be recapping the class audios from Big Finish. I've already recapped all 8 episodes from the one season Doctor Who spin-off, and all of those episodes are on the channel. I think it would have been just on YouTube, so sorry if you just listen to the podcast. You'll have to go over to YouTube if you want to check out those episodes. But before I do any of that, I'm recording this episode on the 20th of February 2026. Now, the class range at Big Finish is a strange one because it kind of stops and starts. It's not continuous like the Doctor Adventures are, or like most of the Doctor Adventures are. Well, pretty much all of them minus the 10th Doctor ones at the moment. But yeah, let's start with Class Volume 1, which was released in in August 2018. I have recapped some of the Class or Big Finish audios again on YouTube, so go and check those out if you haven't already. But as always, let's read the synopsis. 3 new adventures for the students of Coal Hill Academy based on the television series created by Patrick Ness. We start off with Gifted, written by Roy Gill. When a talent scout arrives in Shoreditch, Ram sees an opportunity to further his goals, whilst April strikes up a friendship with new boy Thomas Laneford. Their choices join all 3 to Carter House, but who is the mysterious map that waits for them there? We then have Life Experience, written by Jenny T. Colgan. After signing up for work experience at Sevlin Laboratories, Tanya and Ram find themselves thrust into the world of medical research, but dark secrets lie at the heart of Sevlin Industries and not everyone can make it out alive. We finish the set with Tell Me You Love Me, written by Scott Hancock. The school day has ended. Charlie and Matesh find themselves alone. They're not quite alone as they first believe 3 little words could mean the difference between life and death, and Quill is the only person they can turn to. This set was recorded on the 5th and 24th of April, as well as the 7th and 9th of May 2018. The cast includes, or the main cast, includes Greg Austin as Charlie, Fadi Al-Siad as Ram, Sophie Hopkins as April, Vivian Oprah as Tanya, George and Renzo as Mateusz, and Catherine Kelly as Miss Quill. That isn't the whole cast, that's just the main cast. And before I do spoil the events of Class Volume 1, is the trailer.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions.
Pick up, please.
What do you want?
It's me.
I know it's you. What do you want?
Class Volume 1.
Ram, say that you didn't.
She said she saw my gift. She said I could be better. I didn't know what I was doing.
Idiots like him in this world make the world a worse place to live in. So why don't you just do us all a massive favour and put the gun down, all right?
It doesn't matter which of you do it. Just do it. Do it now.
I love you.
Matesh,
I love you.
Are you okay?
Charlie, I cannot stop myself. What's happening? No, I mean, I cannot stop talking. I do not understand what's happening to me. Why
calm
me?
down.
Do not tell me to be quiet, Charlie. I cannot stop
Matesh,
talking.
look at me.
Are you not listening? I cannot stop.
Big Finish. We love stories.
God, I hate Mondays.
That was the trailer for Class Volume 1. So as I do with most box sets, let's go with them in order. So let's start off with Gifted by Roy Gill, which kind of reintroduces us to Ram and April, because it had been Class originally came out in 2016. This came out in 2018, so about 2 years kind of reintroduces them to us, and kind of for the whole box set is introducing us to the main reintroducing us to the main cast, or introducing in some aspects. I did watch the TV series before listening to these audios, so I did know kind of who they were. But yeah, kind of this is kind of Ram wanting to be a footballer, and April just being nice, and that's kind of where Gifted takes us. Then Life Experience by Jenny T. Colgan also features Ram, but this time he's joined by Tanya, and this is the story from the set. Well, this and that's one. The first one I didn't remember much about, but Life Experience includes kind of Tanya and Ram on work experience, basically, and kind of trying using what they've known before to help everybody and kind of do what's right. because the 4 volumes that I'll talk about in this episode, so all the releases I'll talk about in this episode, apart from the last one, are all set within those 8 episodes. Because we found out later on that was because that's what the license was. They couldn't make any audios that were set beyond the events of the class finale. So yeah, and then we finish off with Tell Me You Love Me, written by Scott Hancock, which reintroduces us to Charlie, Mateusz and Miss Quill, which kind of is a calmer episode in the sense, and a quieter. It's only got those in it, unlike the first 2 episodes, which has got larger casts. So yes, it's a more intimate episode. So that's it, yeah. But Class Volume 1 overall was very good at doing what it should have done, which was to reintroduce us to the regular cast. And then we move on to Class Volume 2, which was also released in August 2018 for some reason. And here is the synopsis. 3 new adventures for the students of Coal Hill Academy, based on a television series created by Patrick Ness. We start off with Everybody Loves Regan, written by Tim Foley. When Regan Harper joins Coal Hill Academy, everyone instantly loves her, everyone except for April. Is there really more to Regan than meets the eye, or are there only forces at work in Coal Hill? We then have Now You Know, written by Tim Lang. Following a series of freak attacks on staff and pupils, Tanya and Mateusz find themselves investigating a mystery that dates back to the 1960s. Together they hope to solve it, even if that means turning on one another to do so. We finish off with In Remembrance, written by Guy Adams. When an alarm is triggered at Coal Hill Academy, Quill and Charlie encounter a mysterious intruder prowling around school premises. Worse, they also encounter a Dalek. Their only hope of survival lies with a stranger, a woman who calls herself Ace. This set was recorded on the 6th and 9th of April, as well as the 8th of May, 2018. This set stars Greg Austin as Charlie, Fadi Al-Sayed as Ram, Sophie Hopkins as April, Vivian Opera as Tanya, Jordan Renzo as Mateusz, Catherine Kelly as Miss Quill, Sophie Aldred as Ace, and Nicholas Briggs as the Dalek. So before I do spoil the events of Class Volume 2, here's the trailer.
Please don't tell me you know the Doctor.
Yes, you too.
Yes. He's a pain, and not to be relied on.
Yep, she knows him.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Class, Volume 2.
Regan Harper!
Oh, just a moment. Oh, hey, April. Do you want to talk?
Please, it's too much. I want to go home.
You're bonkers. I kind of like it.
Mike, mate!
Alert! Dangerous organic compound detected!
Please, if you kill me, Rhodia, all of it was for nothing!
Obviously.
Big Finish. We love stories.
Now you know what it's like.
That was the trailer for Class Volume 2. So as we did with Volume 1, let's focus on each story. So Everyone Loves Regan, written by the amazing Tim Foley, who is kind of probably the most well-known Big Finish writer. Yeah, kind of is kind of a bit suspicious of Regan, and I think it turns out that there's a reason for that, and then she was right too. And I think everyone apologises to April, because April is then, because of her feelings towards Regan, she's alienated from everybody else, which kind of is an interesting thing, especially kind of it being set in an academy, so sixth form, so teenagers age between 16, 17, 18, kind of that kind of age, about being alienated. And then we have Now You Know, written by Tim Lang. I can't remember much about this episode for some reason, I don't know why, but probably my favourite episode of this set is In Remembrance, written by Guy Adams, which not only is Miss Quill and Charlie's first encounter that we are aware of a Dalek. They also meet Ace as well, which is amazing, a companion of the 7th Doctor, on TV and now on Big Finish audios as well. So yeah, it's just a really good Dalek story. Introduces how Charlie and Miss Quill feel about them. We hear in the trailer how Miss Quill feels about the Doctor when it becomes clear that to Charlie and Miss Quill anyway, that Ace knows the Doctor, obviously, and vice versa as well. So it's a great Dalek story. But now we move on to Class Volume 3, which I think we had to wait a while for. Let's have a look. Class Volume 3 was released in April 2020, so about 18 months after the first two sets. They must have released them back to back, and instead of having two in a year, so maybe have one the following year, they just released them at the same time. Which I think is what they do with Volumes 3 and 4 for some odd reason. But here's the synopsis for that set. 3 new adventures for the students of Coal Hill Academy based on the television series created by Patrick Ness. The Swords Ditch, written by Carl Rowans. After a disastrous double date night, Charlie, April, Ram and Mateus find themselves transported to another level of reality. Can they survive the Swords' ritualistic traditions, and more importantly, can they save their friendships? We then have Catfish, written by Kate Thorman. When a new student transforms to Coal Hill Academy, everyone goes out of the way to make him feel welcome, and Tanya is especially surprised by how much they have in common. Will she sacrifice best friends for her very first boyfriend? We finish off with Sweet Nothings, written by Michael Dennis. Living on Earth isn't easy when you're used to life as an alien free fighter. For Quill, it's lonely existence until she meets a man outside Coal Hill Academy. The man who can offer her everything she misses from her past and more. This set didn't have a recording date and does star. And this is where things are a little bit different, because for the first 2 volumes, the complete regular cast for the TV series returns. Only some of the main cast then returned for volumes 3 and 4, with Greg Austin as Charlie, Freddie Elsiad as Ram, Sophie Hopkins as April, and Jordan Renzo as Mateus. Maybe it was a availability thing. So taking over the roles of Tanya is Joanna McGibbon, and taking over Miss Quill's role is Dervla Kerwin. So before I do spoil the events of Class Volume 3, here's the trailer.
Where are we going?
Down here.
Why? He's not going to follow, not after...
I know.
Well, why?
Because I don't want to do this in front of an audience.
From Big Finish Productions, Class Volume 3.
Who was that? Who? Come on. Oh, him, that's Paul, the new guy. He wanted me to show him around, that's all. And are you going to? Obviously not. There's no way my mum would let me.
Hey, I was thinking, what if we went to, the theatre or an art gallery? That way it would be educational too.
You'd be surprised how hard it is for a Quill, a Rhodian, and a human to live together.
Charlie, you don't have to explain yourself. You're a couple. You're busy. I get it.
Charlie, look! They've thrown them in!
You cannot do this, matriarch! Article 18 of the Shadow Proclamation states quite clearly that you can't...
Now, drop them into the ditch.
But you cannot do that! Oh!
Big Finish. We love stories.
You're not gonna eat us, are you?
I don't remember much from this set because it's been a while since I've listened to it. It wasn't, as I spoke about in previous episodes, I wasn't listening to Big Finish when this box set was being released, so I think it took me a couple of years to find it. But when I did, so we start off with The Swords Ditch, written by Carl Rowans. Obviously features all of the 4 main cast that have continued from the TV series and the previous Big Finish audios in volumes 1 and 2. But yeah, kind of having them together is great. And then in Catfish, written by Kate Thorman, is a very Tanya episode. And I do kind of remember this story, kind of with Tanya having to choose between her friends and meeting someone. So yes, there's that. And then we finish off with Sweet Nothings by Michael Dennis, which again I don't quite remember much about, but seems to be very Quill heavy episode. So yeah, let's now move on to the final volume of Class Audios before the special release. That again there was a bit of break before, so we then have Class Volume 4, which is also released in April 2020, and here are the synopsises. 3 new adventures for the Students of Coal Hill Academy, based on the television series created by Patrick Ness. We start off with Mock, written by Alfie Shaw. As the students of Coal Hill Academy prepare to tackle exam season, Quill and Charlie find themselves tested to their limits. Childhood memories from their homeworld threaten to hijack the present, and there are no easy answers. We then have The Creeper, written by Lizzie Hopley. While the pupils of Coal Hill Academy celebrate Halloween, Quill and Mateusz investigate an alien distress call emanating from a boarded up house in Shoreditch. Can April and Charlie reach them before it's too late? What is The Creeper? Inside, we then finish off the set with Queen of Rodeo, written by Blair Mowat. Quill wakes to find herself unexpectedly back on Rhoda, which is impossible, though not quite as impossible as the life that waits for her there. To save her future, Quill must turn her back on the past, but is this the end or a new beginning? Again, no release date, but this set does include the same cast as the Volume 3, which is Greg Rossin as Charlie, Faldi Asiad as Ram, Sophie Hopkins as April, Jordan Renzo as Mateusz, Joanna McGibbon taking on the role of Tanya, and Devla Kerwin taking on the role as Miss Quill. So before I do spoil the events of Class Volume 4, here's the trailer.
Welcome to your physics mock. You have 1 hour to complete the paper. You may begin.
From Big Finish Productions, Class, Volume 4.
Don't know why you're so stressed out. It doesn't matter, does it? It's just a mock.
What? I thought they were important?
They're not even the best way of testing us. It's not like we have to analyse anything either. Just recite the textbook like it's a Bible.
Oh my God! What's the matter, my liege?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Not a great start, Charlie.
And what is that?
An irritation, because it's very small and very weak, but it just won't go away.
It is a signal from across time and space?
Back of Old Street, actually, which is worrying, as it means something irritating is already here.
Please, Charlie! I can't hold this! I'm losing you! Go, Charlie! Go! Save yourself!
Charlie! Come on!
Big Finish. We love stories.
Damn it. I hate a cliffhanger.
That was the trailer for Class Volume 4, and as we do the first 3 volumes, let's follow each story. So we start with Mock, written by Alfie Shaw, who is who oversaw and basically showran the 11th Doctor Chronicles, which I've talked about previously, as well as the upcoming 12th Doctor Adventures, which still will be upcoming by the time this episode releases, both on audio and YouTube. So, yeah, that's that's interesting to say the least. So a well-known Big Finish writer there, and this is kind of focuses on the academic aspects of the main cast minus Miss Quill's lives of doing exams whilst trying to save the planet, and kind of involves Quill and Charlie as well. Yeah, kind of that. Then we move on to The Creeper, written by Lizzie Hopley, which, as the title might suggest, I believe was a darker tone, because Class was a weird one, because it wasn't like Doctor Who, nice in Sunshine of Rainbows, but it certainly wasn't as dark as Torchwood is, so it kind of is a strange middle ground. So I think this might have been a story that they couldn't have got away with on Doctor Who, and maybe would have been a bit too light for Torchwood. And then we finished off with Queen of Rodeo, written by Blair Mowat, which is a Miss Quill focused episode on kind of her life and kind of being a prisoner, and her relationship as being the last of the Quill, with Charlie being last of the Rodeo. But yeah, kind of that's it for the Class audios in this format in volumes, and we have one final release which we had to wait nearly 3 years after Class volumes 3 and 4 to be released, and that was Class Secret Diary of a Rhodian Prince, which was released on January 2023 and written by Blair Mowat. I have recapped this episode already on the podcast, like I said before, so if you want to go and see any of my Class recaps, please go and check them out on the YouTube channel. But yeah, here's the synopsis. What's it like being an alien stranded on a strange planet in the aftermath of a genocide? What would you think of Earth's culture? What's it like falling in love with a human when you've only met one just the other week? Who is the Doctor? And what happens if your secret diary falls into the wrong hands? This episode was recorded on the 23rd of August, 2022. And this episode stars Greg Austin as Charlie and Jordan Renzo as Mateusz. Before I do spoil the events of Class Secret Diary of a Rhodian Prince, here's the trailer.
Dear reader, are you sitting comfortably? Great. In that case, let's begin. From Big Finish Productions, Class, Secret Diary of a Rhodian Prince.
I'm Charlie, by the way. I'm new around here. First day.
I was new here, but now you're new here. I'm not new anymore, so thank you. No one likes being the new boy.
Here lies the untold story of how the Rhodian prince found himself alone, grieving the genocide of his people on a planet called Earth. You see, these are the juicy bits, the thoughts no one else gets to hear. I'm going to tell you about what it's like to be the only Rhodian on a planet full of aliens, about what it's like to be rescued by a mysterious Time Lord called the Doctor, about the really irritating habits of my lodger Quill, about how I met the love of my life Mateusz, and how I lost him. And finally, I'll tell you about Shadowkin, the Cabinet, and the Governors, because the Doctor brought me here for a reason. And this is the beginning of the end.
Should I have just let us die then, rather than use the cabinet? Is it not better to die with honor than become the very thing you despise?
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the trailer for Class Secret Diary of a Rhodian Prince, which, if the cast list didn't give it away, is a very Charlie and Mateusz heavy episode. Kind of focuses on them and kind of is kind of this episode. I may have said it in my original more in-depth recap that kind of this episode is not made. This is not. You're not jumping into this episode if you've not watched Class or you've not listened to some of it, especially more focused on watching the TV season. That kind of is important because all of the events that even are mentioned in that trailer, if you've not watched the series, you won't understand. And kind of interestingly, this is the only Class Big Finish audio that kind of that goes past those 8 episodes, and kind of there is a glimmer of hope of, yes, Class might not have got a season 2 like it probably deserved, but it got another life on audio, obviously having 13 episodes so far as of time of recording on audio, which is obviously nearly twice as much as it had on TV. So yeah, kind of at the time of recording this episode, no future plans for Class have been unveiled. I'm guessing Class at Big Finish will return one day. It just might be another one of those gaps that we've been having for some strange reason, where we had volumes 1 and 2 in 2018, then volumes 3 and 4 in 2020, and then we had to wait for 2023 for Secret Diary of a Rhodian Prince. But that's it for this episode. So let me know what you thought of all of the releases I discussed in this episode. Let me know if you have listened to any of these Class audios. Let me know what you thought of them in the comments below. And if you didn't listen, let me know what you thought of my recap as well. Put both of those in the comments below, and I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.